Buffalo. 200 years of Buffalo. It's a bicentennial.
This is indeed a disturbing universe.
Hello, greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Stereo 999 YouTube channel. I am your host, the artist formerly known as Stereo Steve, and I'm here with my puppet pals, Mr. Gopher and Butterfly. Say hi, Mr. Gopher.
Hi, Mr. Gopher. Hey, what's up, Steve? Hey, it's Saturday, and you're filming in the morning, so your video's gonna be late.
Yeah, but you know, the weather's been getting me down. There's a raging storm. There's even a tornado warning for frickin' San Francisco, man. That's some global warming right there.
Hey, I'm sorry, that's my fault. I was flapping in the wind around the world, and I caused it. So what are you gonna do a video about, Steve?
Well, I got this stack of records here, and it's stuff I either picked up over the last few weeks or just stuff I've been listening to on my turntable. And I'm just going to go down the stack and just talk about the records as we go through them. So I don't even know what order I have them stacked up in. I'm just going to pick them up here. So let's see, what do we got here first? This is Civilized Evil by Jean-Luc Ponty. And it's from 1980. Of course, the jazzy violin player Jean-Luc Ponty played with Zappa and Hot Rats. Did a lot of cool stuff. But this is a good, just kind of jazz fusion kind of thing, kind of to put on in the background. It's definitely got this slick synthesizer-y sound, but it's got a groove to it. It's got some funky bass lines, courtesy of Randy Jackson. Yes, the same Randy Jackson who was a judge on American Idol. Was a pretty badass bass player. But anyway, yeah. Civilized Evil, that's the world we live in today. Promotional copy, not for sale. Unlike most of our politicians these days. Oh, what's the next one? This was one I was pleasantly surprised to find. I had a kind of bummer day where one of my friends flaked out on me, so I went to a record store to cheer myself up, and I found this. This is Ippudo, a Japanese new wave band from about 1982, and this is kind of a best of album. It's called Lunatic Menu. No Obi on it, but nice epic records. You know, very synth pop, very new wave, very bouncy. You know, kind of sounds like the way these guys look here. I think the lead guy, the guitarist, played with Japan, and he's on their live Oil on Canvas album. But anyway, they do a pretty cool version of Time of the Season on this. This is King Jammy. Some brilliant dub reggae. And came out a couple of years ago. It's called King Jammy Destroys the Virus with Dub. You know, unlike Eric Clapton or Van Morrison, he decides to actually do something about this crisis. King Jammy destroys the virus with dub, as you can see. This is right up there with any classic dub reggae album. And it came out like, 2 or 3 years ago. it's got a poster, which is pretty much the same drawing. But yeah, this harkens back to like the old scientists versus the vampires, etc., etc. But yeah, duh, man. Alright. This next one, I was pleasantly surprised. This was only $1. This is Theme from Star Wars plus Star Trek Bionic Woman, $6 Million Man. This is one of those children's records on the Wonderland label. And you know, if you got a gig recording a kid's record, there's no rules. So very funky theme from Star Wars, cover of Elton John's Rocket Man, Beyond the Outer Limits, and theme from Superman, Space Race, Billy Preston's Space Race, funky theme from 2001. I think the Beyond the Outer Limits is more of kind of a surf track. But yeah, may the force be with you. Confunction. And this album is from 1977. And I had another Confunction record, but this has their hit song Fun with 2 F's. Confunctionize ya. Yeah. There was a guy who used to always request Confunction back when I was DJing in a bar, and I did not have this record. So I need to send this record back in time. Confunction. Alright, what's next in the stack? Okay. Got a couple of records by people I know. Nepotism. I don't know. This is the Robley D Variety Show. And Robley D. Evans, he's a local guy. He's been in a lot of bands here in San Francisco. Kind of just keeping it real. He was in a band called Snowball's Chance in Hell back in the 80s. But this is his most recent band. Brand new record just came out on special blue vinyl, which I will show you. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But this rocks. This rocks. There's some good heavy riffs and catchy tunes. There's some stuff with horns and a lot of instruments that are just totally jamming out. And this is a good rockin' record here. Garden Party by the Robley D Variety Show. I'll put a link in the description. Here's another record that I picked up by somebody I know, GRW, who is Gary R. Wirtz. And this is a record he did called Wet Rocks back in 2011. And again, this is a little more hard rockin' than other stuff of his that I've heard. But yeah, again, just some good songs, some good riffs, and I think and he's got Mark Pistol, who was in Consolidated and some other bands, playing with him on this. All right. There are 2 records by people I know. What's next? Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy. And this is the penultimate Ozzy Osbourne era Black Sabbath record. They made one more, Never Say Die, before Ozzy quit and they got Ronnie James Dio. But this record's kind of fallen through the cracks. Not too many people talk about Technical Ecstasy. But there's some good songs on here. Backstreet Kids and Rock and Roll Doctor. And yeah, this is pretty solid Black Sabbath. What more can you say about the Sabbath, you know?
The storm is threatening my very life today. If I don't get some shelter, oh, you know I'm gonna fade away. It's just a
While we're on metal, this is another thing I picked up. This is called No Legacy, Volume 1. And it's a compilation of Northern California and Southern California metal bands. They called it No Legacy because they wanted to dig deep, not have like the big name bands that always sell. And I picked this up because one band I heard of, Astral Cult, I heard them on Spotify and I really liked them. So I picked up this comp. And it's a pretty good selection of metal. Some of it's kind of like 80s metal, some of it's more thrashy. But California metal, circa, yeah, I don't see a date, but I think it's like 3 or 4 years ago this record came out. No Legacy. All right. Now for something completely different. Frankie Lane, Hell Bent for Leather. See, it's a, you know, I got Judas Priest Hell Bent for Leather, so I may as well have both. But this is on Columbia Records, and I could not pass this up because it's the old school 6i stereo fidelity label, and it is in really clean condition. and it's the western side of country western music. He does like Theme from Rawhide, Wanted Man, Cool Water, and remakes of a couple of his earlier hit songs, which are The Cry of the Wild Goose and Mule Train. The original versions of those are on Mercury. Frankie Lane. My dad had 78s of Frankie Lane, so this is kind of nostalgic for me. Something else is kind of nostalgic. The Other Side of Roy Clark. Yep, the great Roy Clark, you might know from Hee Haw or The Odd Couple. But this is an all-instrumental album of Roy Clark. And it's got his version of Malagueña. This man could play the damn guitar. And I was stoked to find an all-instrumental record of Roy Clark on the guitar. All right. Okay. This next record, this was a holy grail like years and years and years ago. I'd always see this record up on the wall. I never wanted to part with my cash to buy it. And it was out of print forever. And I guess it just got reissued recently, so I finally picked it up. This is Walls Have Ears by Sonic Youth. This is their live album, recorded in the mid-'80s when they were making some incredible noise around the time kind of pre-Daydream Nation. Double album. One of them's red, one of them's yellow, and it's from 1985. Last but not least, I am not sure if I've talked about this record already or not, but we're coming to the end of the video, so I'll just talk about it again, because why not? Sung Tongs by Animal Collective. Once again, it's a double album. One is red, one is yellow. But this has one of my favorite songs, Winter's Love. That it's a Christmas song, even though it's not a Christmas song, because I always listen to it around Christmas time. I always used to play it on my radio show. And yeah, this is some trippy stuff. I feel like I'm listening to music made by weird forest people when I'm listening to these guys. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Please wish me luck that the damn roof doesn't blow off as this storm pummels the coast of California. Anyway, peace.